Now I will discuss forms of communication. First of all, we try to know what about the communication. Communication is the process of exchanging information, ideas, emotions, and messages between individuals or groups using various mediums. Secondly, it is a fundamental aspect of professional environments ensuring clarity, understanding, and collaboration among team members. Thirdly, in the context of library and information science, communication plays a vital role in fostering relationships with users, guiding them to resources and ensuring their needs are met. Actually, effective communication helps disseminate information, promotes library services, and create a welcoming environment. It supports teamwork among library staff and contributes to the overall missions of libraries as knowledge hubs. Whether through verbal exchange, written messages, or non-verbal cues, communication is at the heart of every library interactions between library professionals and the users, between the library authority and the users, between the various types of the users, between the various section, between the outsiders and the library professionals. So now we try to know what do we mean by the communication. Communication is the process of exchanging informations, various types of the informations, various types of the ideas, thoughts, notions, or feelings between individuals or groups through various mediums such as speaking, writing, gestures, and visual aids. Secondly, it involves both the transmissions and receptions of messages, and it can occur in verbal, non-verbal, or written form. Whereas effective communications is essential for building understanding, fostering relationships, and facilitating cooperations in various contexts, including personal, professional, and societal interactions. There are so many forms of the communications which I will discuss. I have mentioned here with forms of the communication which are very important in this discussion. Forms of the communications can be categorized as which is called the verbal communication, written communication, non-verbal communication, electronic communication, visual communication, formal communication, informal communication, group communication, interpersonal communication. I have already mentioned a picture in this context. What is the verbal communication? Verbal communication is nothing but the conversations between two peoples. My picture is very much, I have mentioned verbal communications is nothing but the conversations or speaking between two persons. In this picture, it is clear that one male and female, they are talking each other, which is called the verbal communication. Now we try to know actually what is the verbal communication. Now verbal communication involves the use of spoken words to convey messages and exchange ideas. Secondly, it includes conversations, discussions, speeches, speeches, and other forms of oral interaction. Examples in everyday context include phone calls, meetings, social gatherings, and presentations. In a library setting, verbal communications often takes the form of direct conversations between librarians or library professionals and users, such as answering queries or reference queries or providing instructions how to use the library. It also includes collaborative discussions among staff to streamline operations and solve problems efficiently. Applications of the verbal communications in library services. How we can apply verbal communications in library services. Verbal communication is fundamental to providing quality library services. Secondly, librarian or librarians use it during face-to-face interactions with users or various types of the users, guiding them to locate resources, understanding catalog systems, and utilize digital tools. It is also essential for offering assistance with research queries and resolving user concerns. Verbal communication helps librarians share updates, explain library policies, libraries rules regulations, and build support with patrons. Internally, it fosters effective teamwork by enabling clear dialogue during staff meetings and collaborative projects. What are the benefits of the verbal communications? Verbal communications offer several advantages or benefits in library science or librarian information science. It helps build trust and strong relationships between librarians and users by demonstrating attentiveness and empathy. The immediate feedback it provides allows librarians to address concerns, clarify misunderstandings, and adapt their responses quickly. Additionally, the verbal communication fosters a sense of connections and engagement, ensuring users feel supported and valued in their library experience. For staff, it strengthens collaborations and facilitates smooth coordinations of tasks and services. Now we will discuss what is written communication. The written communication is the very important because without written document we cannot take any decision in our workplace. So written communications is the important part for our administrations, for legal proceedings or any other purposes. So that is why written communications is very important, and the written communication involves conveying messages through written symbols such as words and sentences. It is a formal and structured way to share information and ensures clarity and consistency. Examples include letters, emails, reports, memos, annual reports, and official notices. In the digital age, written communication extends to online platforms, including social media posts and chat services. Nevertheless, it is widely used for documentation, providing detailed instructions and communication across time and space where verbal communications may not be feasible. What are the applications of written communications in library services? There are so many areas where written communication can be applied. Written communication is integral to library operations. Emails and memos are commonly used for internal communications among libraries, facilitating seamless coordinations. Reports and notices help document library activities, updates, and policies of the library. Libraries also use written communication to announce events, changes in operating hours, or new services to patrons through newsletters, posters, leaflet, pamphlet, and website updates. Additionally, written guidelines and manuals provide users with instructions on accessing and using library resources effectively. Now we will discuss what are the benefits of the written communications. We can get various benefits from written communications. Written communication offers a permanent record of exchanges, ensuring accountability and transparency in library operations. It provides clarity and precision, minimizing misunderstanding by presenting information in an organized and easily referenceable format. This form of communications is particularly valuable for documenting official policies, procedures, and historical records. In addition, written messages can be distributed widely, enabling libraries to reach a broad audience and maintain consistent communication standards. What is non-verbal communication? Non-verbal communication refers to the transmission of messages without using spoken or written words. It involves body language, gesture, facial expressions, eye contact, posture, and tone of voice. These cues complement or sometimes replace verbal communication, offering additional layers of meaning. For example, a smile can convey friendliness while crossed arms might suggest defensiveness. Nonverbal communication plays a subtle yet significant role in interpersonal interaction, shaping perceptions and enhancing understanding. What are the applications of nonverbal communications in library services? In a academic library setting or any other library setting, nonverbal communication is key to creating a welcoming environment for users. Librarians often rely on positive body language such as open postures and nodding to show attentiveness and approachability. Facial expressions like a warm smile help build rapport and make users feel comfortable. Gesture can guide users, such as pointing to resources or signaling assistance. Another another point is that demonstrating empathy through eye contact and attentive listening ensures that patrons feel heard and valued during their library experience. What are the benefits of nonverbal communication? Nonverbal communication enhances verbal interactions with reinforcing spoken messages and ensuring they are understood in context. It conveys unspoken emotions such as reassurance, encouragement, or concerns, which are crucial for building trust and rapport. In situations where verbal communications is limited or unclear, nonverbal cues provide essential guidance and clarity. These forms of communications also help create a positive atmosphere in the library, making it a more user-friendly space. Another part, another types of the communications, another forms of the communications which is called the electronic communications. In present era, electronic communications is very important. Without electronic communications, we cannot sustain in our society. Now we became very much depends on the e-governance, e-commerce, e-business, etc. So electronic communication must be understood by us. Electronic communication must be included in our academic system. What is electronic communication? Electronic communication refers to the transfer of information using electronic technologies and digital platform. It includes emails, instant messaging, video conferencing, chat services, and social media interaction. There are so many examples of the electronic communication. Example includes sending a research article via email, hosting a virtual meeting, or answering a query through a live chat services. In today's digital era, electronic communication has become indispensable for facilitating fast, efficient, and versatile exchange of information. What are the applications of the electronic communications in the library services? Now we are talking about the various types of the library system: digital library system, electronic library system, virtual library system. Electronic communications is widely utilized in library operations to enhance accessibility and service delivery. Online reference services such as email or chat-based assistants enable librarians to support users in real time without requiring physical presence. It also connects libraries with promote users, allowing them to access resources and services from any location. Digital platforms like library websites and social media channels are used to share updates, promote events, and engage with patrons, making electronic communication a cornerstone of modern library management. What are the benefits of the electronic communications? The primary advantage of electronic communication is its instant and convenient nature, allowing libraries to respond quickly to user queries and needs. Secondly, its global reach breaks geographical barriers, enabling libraries to serve a diverse and dispersed audience. This form of communication supports the seamless sharing of digital resources, fosters collaboration among institutions, and offers cost effective ways to engage users and promote library services. By leveraging electronic communication, libraries ensures they remain relevant and accessible in a rapidly evolving digital landscape. Now we try to know what is visual communication. Visual communications is the process of conveying information through visual elements such as images, graphics, charts, and symbols. Secondly, it is designed to enhance understanding and appeal by presenting content in an easily digestible and aesthetically pleasing format. Examples include infographics, diagrams, posters, flyers, banners, and digital presentations. Visual communications is particularly effective in attracting attentions and delivering messages quickly, making it a powerful tool in informing, sharing, and promotion. What are the applications of the visual communications in the library services? In libraries, visual communication plays a critical role in engaging users and disseminating information. Poster and flyers are used to announce upcoming events, workshops, seminars, symposiums, or book launches, while banners and digital signature highlights key services and resources. Libraries also use visual content on their websites and social media platforms to promote collections and initiatives. Infographics and charts help explain library usage, policies, or resource navigations, making information more accessible to a wider audience. What are the benefits of the visual communications? Visual communications is engaging and appealing, capturing users' attention more effectively than text alone. It simplifies complex information, transforming detailed data into understand graphics and visuals. Whereas this accessibility ensures that diverse audiences can quickly grasp important messages. Additionally, visual communication enhances branding and create a cohesive identity for libraries, helping them stand out as vibrant and resourceful community hubs. By incorporating visual elements, libraries can make their services more approachable and user friendly. Another forms of the communications which is called the formal communications. What is formal communication? Formal communication refers to the structured and official exchange of information within an organization or between entities. It follows predefined channels, ensuring professionalism and clarity in message delivery. Examples include annual reports, meeting minutes, policy manuals, official letters, and strategic documents. Formal communication is often documented, creating a records that can be referenced that can be referenced for future decisions or accountability purposes. What are the applications of formal communication in library services? Formal communications is essential for the efficient management of library operations. Official announcements such as changes in library hours or new service introductions are communicated through formal channels like emails or newsletters. Strategic plans and policies are documented and shared to guide the library's long-term objectives and daily operations. Whereas libraries also use formal communication to collaborate with stakeholders or stakeholders, various types of the stakeholders, government bodies, and academic institutions, ensuring transparency, alignment in shared initiatives. What are the benefits of the formal communications? Formal communication is professional and structured. ensuring that messages are clear, precise, and free of ambiguity. Its adherence to established procedures promotes consistency, making it easier for all stakeholders to understand and follow directives or guidelines. The documentation associated with formal communication serves as a reliable reference for resolving disputes or making informed decisions. By maintaining professionalism and order, formal communication strengthens the library credibility and operational effectiveness or good management. What is informal communication? Informal communication is also very important part for this discussion. What is informal communication? Informal communication refers to casual, unstructured exchanges of information that occur outside of official channels. It is spontaneous and typically based on personal relationships rather than formal processes. Examples include casual conversations shared between colleagues or discussions that happens during breaks. Informal communications often occurs in a more relaxed and friendly atmosphere, allowing people to share ideas or solve problems with the constraints of formal settings. What are the applications of informal communications in library services? In library service, informal communications is crucial for building relationships among library staff. Casual conversation and informal meetings provide opportunities for staff to share information, brainstorm ideas, and address minor issues that might not require formal documentation. Social events such as team lunches or gatherings, social events such as team lunches or gatherings further foster a sense of community and help develop strong interpersonal relationships, contributing to better collaborations and a more cohesive work environment. What are the benefits of informal communication? Informal communication encourages teamwork and collaborations by allowing staff members to interact freely and exchange ideas in an open environment. It helps break down hierarchical barriers, creating a sense of equality and openness among colleagues. Moreover, it fosters a relaxed environment where staff feel comfortable discussing issues, sharing feedback, or innovations without the pressures of formal protocols. This contribute to greater creativity, efficiency, and overall job satisfactions in the library settings. Group discussion or group communications is the another forms of the communication. What is group communications? Group communication refers to the exchange of information among three or more individuals within a structured or unstructured group. It involves the sharing of ideas, discussion, and decision making through various verbal and non-verbal channels. Examples of group communications include team meeting, brainstorming sessions, committee discussions, and collaborative projects. The goal is to foster collaboration, align goals, and collectively address challenges. Group communications is essential in environments where tasks require input from multiple individuals or departments. What are the applications of group communications in library services? In libraries, group communications plays a vital role in coordinating activities and achieving common objectives. It is used in meeting, seminars, and workshops where library staff, administrators, or patrons come together to discuss projects, events, and resources. Collaborations with stakeholders or various types of stakeholders such as faculty, government bodies, or community partners is also an important aspect of group communications. These discussions help align the library services with the needs of the users and ensure a shared understanding of library goals and strategies. What are the benefits of the group communication? Group communication encourages diverse perspectives by allowing participants to share their unique insights and ideas. This diversity fosters creativity and innovations, which can lead to more effective solutions. It also enhances decision making by pooling knowledge and expertise, ensuring that decisions are well informed and consider multiple viewpoints. Furthermore, group communications help build team cohesion, making it easier to implement strategies and adapt a changes in the library environment. By engaging multiple voices in discussions, libraries can achieve more comprehensive and successful outcomes. Another forms of the communications, that is interpersonal communications. What is interpersonal communication? Interpersonal communication refers to the exchange of information between two individuals, typically involving both verbal and non-verbal element. It is a personal and direct forms of communication focused on building relationships and addressing specific needs. Examples includes conversations between a librarian or library staff and a library users, and one-on-one consultations or a discussions between colleagues. Interpersonal communications is essential for understanding the concerns, preference, and feedback of the individuals involved, allowing for tailored responses and support. What are the applications of the interpersonal communication in the library services? In library science or library services, interpersonal communications is frequently used in one-on-one interactions, such as assisting a library user with research, helping them locate a book or journals, or providing personalized guidance on using digital resources. This form of communications allows for a deeper connections and understanding between library staff and various types of users. Both verbal elements like clear explanations and instructions and non-verbal elements such as body language and facial expressions are used to convey empathy, attentiveness, and care, ensuring that users feel valued and supported. What are the benefits of the interpersonal communication? Interpersonal communications offers several important benefits in a library settings. It helps build trust and rapport between library staff and users, creating an environment where individual feels valued and understood. Personal interaction allows library staff to offer tailored assistance, addressing specific needs or queries, and answering questions in depth. This form of communications also enhances problem solving as staff can engage with users directly and provide immediate solutions or guidance. By fostering one-on-one communications, libraries improve user satisfaction, ensuring that patrons feel heard and supported. So, in a nutshell, we can say there are several forms of communications, including verbal communications, in short, speaking with others, which can be formal or informal. Verbal communications can take place face to face, over the phone, or via video calls. Secondly, non-verbal communications is totally physical expressions, nothing but. Written communications is the very important because using letters and symbols to share information. Visual communications is very important due to the Government of India initiative Digital India. Here we are using pictures or graphics for communication. Listening is also another part of the communications, being engaged in a discussion. And another component, that is interpersonal communications, I have already discussed. Interpersonal communications involves verbal and non-verbal communications. And another important part, now the whole world depends on mass communications. I have not mentioned in my slide why I want to say that mass communications is nothing but the uses technological mediations such as radio, television, films, computers, and other digital platforms. And interpersonal communication is nothing but the communications with ourselves that takes places in our heads. So technological advances have led to new forms of communications such as the exchange of the data between computers. Now I go for the my last part, that is the conclusions. So conclusions is the very vital part for this discussions when we are talking about the forms of the communications. So in conclusions we can say that actually at present era mass communications plays the vital role because it reaches very large number of audience. And basically, mass communications has two forms. One is interpersonal communications, another one is media communications. So, media communication is the very another component. And beyond my discussions, there are the another five major forms of communications. That is dyadic communication, small group communication, public communication, and mass communication. That is the very important part for communications. So many component in the forms of communications. The mainly two part are very important when we are talking about the forms of communications. That is source and receiver. What are the source and who are the receiver? That is interpersonal communications. That is very vital part in our society. Whatever may be the digital or electronic communications, without these types of the communications, we cannot sustain in the society. So last point, I want to say that in my conclusions, effective communication is a cornerstone of successful library operation, ensuring that both users and staff are able to interact, collaborate, and access resources in a seamless manner. By understanding and utilizing various forms of communication such as verbal, written, non-verbal, electronic, visual, mass communications, library and information centers can foster stronger relationships with their patrons and ensure that information is delivered efficiently and accurately. That is the very important in the present context of the digital environment. Thank you.